Hey guys, what's up? This is Master Vinny MC, and this is another episode of yours truly on the SquarePuncher server. Oh my gosh, what do we got going on here? Hit it again. Yeah, so the other day I was in the nether doing nethery type things, and by nethery type things I mean getting the one, the only glowstone, and yeah, the lava got the better of me. And what you're hearing from me right now isn't actually morning voice, it's more of evening voice. I keep some strange hours, and right now I've been up for 12, 13 of them. And I wanted to get a couple of episodes knocked out before I went to bed. Oh goodness, I'm gonna start this again, aren't we? So, sorry about that. Don't like to clear my throat if I don't have to. But today we are going to be doing a little bit of strip mining and, not strip mining, branch mining? Something or another mining? Some kind of mining. Unbreaking. Okay. So I don't have my fortune pick with me. And I'm going to go over basically how I find diamond. The other day I found 14 diamond down here, and I found it down this tunnel. And I didn't actually... I should clarify. I didn't actually find 14 diamond. I found 4 diamond ores, and then I had a fortune 3 iron pick. And I've been using enchanted iron picks because, and I want you guys to follow my logic on this. I can make a half a dozen diamond picks, and I can go to the servers, the SquarePunchers Ender, and I can, in a matter of 5 minutes, maybe 7, if the Ender's slow, enchant and put a level 30 enchantment on every one of those iron picks. And if you're like me and you're just kind of starting out on a server and you just need some like tools that are, you know, worth your time, then that is the way to go. You should not underestimate the usefulness of iron whatsoever. If you have an ender, or if you have an efficient way to get to level 30 in a reasonable amount of time, then you really want to rethink making iron picks. Until, of course, you stock up enough diamond. And not all players have that, and so that's kind of one of the topics that I will be talking about today. I had a good friend of mine who hasn't played Minecraft in probably 3 or 4 months talk to me the other day, and he said, you know, one of the reasons why I really kind of quit is because I spent a good week mining all over the place for diamond, and I just couldn't find any. It was really frustrating. I'm like, you know, it's so simple. And so that conversation led to conversations with a few other people that I know, and there seemed to just kind of be like this consensus that diamond was like a difficult thing to come across. And so I stopped and I thought about it for a few minutes, and I said to myself, you know, I can remember occasions where I've been frustrated, and there's some tips and tricks that I guess I've learned. I don't know if they're tips and tricks. It's general knowledge to a lot of players, but then again, it's also general knowledge to, I guess, I don't know. Some people know and some people don't. But we're here to clarify that today. So, yeah. First thing, if you're having trouble finding diamond, that I'm going to have you guys do is set up a mine just like I have now. So we're going to go ahead and throw on F3 here. And you're going to notice that my feet right here are on Y12. So let's see if I can see my cursor right up here. No, you guys, maybe you can see my cursor. Maybe you can't. It's actually a terrific question. Well, if you can't see my cursor, then I want you to look in the top left-hand corner of the screen, and you're going to see X, Y, and Z coordinates. Your Y is your height. You should be at height 12.000. And the reason why this is because diamond is going to go ahead and spawn naturally at heights that are below 19, which means that this height is 12, this is 13, and this is 14. So all 3 of these levels are the ones which diamond will spawn in, and of all the levels that diamond will spawn in, these are some of the higher levels percentage rates. Not by much, but just enough. If you dig any lower, if you say to yourself, you know, the lower I go, the more my chances, or the higher my chances of finding diamond increase. This is not necessarily the case. If you go any lower than 12, you're going to run into you're going to run into lava pools a whole lot more frequently. I don't have a water bucket on me. Shame on me. Yeah. But you're going to run into lava pools a whole lot more quickly, and most players probably aren't too eager and or equipped to deal with that. So 12 has proven many times over and over again for me to be the level at which to find diamond, as long as you're persistent, and to avoid losing all of that diamond to lava. Yeah. So then comes the question of how is it exactly that you're going to organize your mind so that you don't get lost into it. And some people are like, well, you know, if I you know, place torches on the right or this or that, or I don't know, it's a little complicated. No. It's so much more simpler than that. You make it one giant rectangle or square. Don't make it any more complicated, and I'll tell you why. Because the more thought and effort that you put into a mine, the more thought and effort you're losing from other projects that you could be working on. Mine should be quick and dirty. You should be literally in and out, and the only thing you should be interested in are the amount of resources that you can get. So in the amount of time I've talked to you here, just a brief amount of a few minutes, I have dug a 3 tall tunnel, 1, 2, and 3. Looks like Enchantry has also found 3 dungeons, all within like 10 blocks, which is sweet. Hold on, we need to respond to this. This is sweetness. Sweet, bro. Yeah. So, and you'll notice that I've dug them for 100 blocks long. So 3 tall, 100 blocks long, 1 wide. And I've spaced them every 3 blocks across. The reason why I've done this is because this is going to allow me to cover the most amount of surface area that you can, and still get a good grasp on what ores you're going to be able to see. You're going to be able to see the ones in the ceiling. You're going to be able to see this face in this wall, and you're going to be able to see this face in this wall. And really, the only blocks you're not going to see is this 1 by 1 strip down the middle. But because of the way ores are shaped in patterns like, you know, this, you know, 2 and 2 diagonally, or they're clustered in little 4 by 4, 3 by 3, 6 by 6 blocks. The chances that an ore is going to hide singly inside of this space, inside of this 1 by 1 space down the strip of this wall, it's so low that it's not worth your effort. So again, if you want a quick way to organize, you know, your mine, and you want to cover the maximum amount of underground surface area that you can, this is the way to go for it. Now, there are some people who are, of course, going to make the argument that, hey man, if you want to cover a lot of surface area underground, then get into a cave system and then just head down to, like, you know, level 12. Well, there are 2 problems with this. Well, 3 problems actually that I can think of. And again, I mean, this doesn't discourage you from doing it. I'm just saying each system has its valid ups and downs. So, what do you want to do? I'm good for sleeping. I could use a nap. Or I can ninja log. I've got my bed up here, so it's not a big deal. So one of the things that people are going to say, you know, the caves. And again, 3 things that I can think of. I need to set my spawn here anyway, so I mean, regardless of what I'm gonna do. 3 things that people are gonna say that I'm gonna argue against is caves bring mobs and monster spawners. Down there, I'm making the negative space, I'm making the hallways, and I light them up very quickly. My caves are also going to bring natural lava pools, which again, I don't know, like, if you're like me, but every time I see lava, my pinky just starts to quiver, and I just have nightmares of, like, losing grip on the shift key and falling deep down into the recesses of shit, now all my armor's gone. Which, you know, I have no desire to do. So, yay, the remnants of my glowstone adventure. And the third thing which caves are going to bring is being lost and confusion. So you've got lava, you've got mobs, and you've got confusion on the cave side. Now, caving can be a whole heck of a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, I try and put up an episode every Friday, and this Friday I'm a little bit behind on it. I'll get it up eventually. It's been a crazy week for me. But what this style of mining does is I need to make this ceiling a little taller because I'm hitting my head when I go down these stairs. I didn't notice that before. I was like, why am I bumping up and down, man? There you go. Alright. Another benefit to this style of mining is going to be the cobblestone that you're going to get. And don't underestimate the value of any resource that you gather in this game. You don't know the worth of cobblestone until you start out new on a server and you don't have any, and you're like, I want to build castles and walls. And in today's particular project, I want to decorate the inside of my nether tunnel. And yeah, and I just don't have like the stone to do it, like, at all. So what are you gonna do? So again, I'm not going to take you guys down this entire tunnel for this time, but just a quick review. You're going to get cobblestone out of here. There's no excuse, you know, you can save all the diamond that you get and turn it into armor and more useful things, because you can just use up iron picks that you can grab off an ender if you're on a server. And if you're in survival, I've built enders on 2 or 3 different... Whoa! Yeah, I'm saving that till I get my... I think I have fortune upstairs. Oh, that's happy. Okay, so I want to show you guys one thing before I forget, because I want to show it to you, is how long I make these tunnels. I make a 3x3 here, and then I just branch out that direction, any direction, doesn't matter, just to cover surface area. I split them 3 along, and then for the distance that I run down them, this way, what I do is I open up F3 and I start right here, and if this is at 785 and I'm running and it's positive, I basically run down until I hit 885. So 785 to 885x coordinates up in the top left hand corner there, and that usually about does it for me. And then I'll repeat the process. At the end of these tunnels, down there at the far end, there'll be another 3x3 hallway, and you know, then I'll just go down another set, and I'll go down another set. And I'll go down maybe 2 or 3 sets, and I try not to go any farther than that, and then I'll branch out in this direction, and I'll go down this direction maybe 20 or 30, maybe like 100 blocks this way, and then maybe like 100 blocks this way. And it's all on a grid, so you can't really get that lost for that long. So that keeps it pretty simple. So, yay! I'm not going to ignore this diamond anymore. I'm just as excited as you guys are. I hope you guys are excited for me. I get excited when I watch other players catch diamond. Catch diamond. Catch diamond. You know, I've been thinking, I got Pokemon on the brain, man. I don't know if you guys are old school. Fortune 3, that's right, I saved you for a reason. I had an itch to play the Pokemon handheld games, because, I mean, like, that's what I was raised on, dude. I really was. I played Blue, the Pokemon handheld Blue version, so many times that the battery in it died, and I actually had to go and like buy a new cartridge, and then I went through that one as well. Yeah, so I have worn out handheld devices playing that game, and very gladly so. And so when I've been out finding ores, I've been saying to myself, you know, hey, I'm, you know, catching ores like you would catch Pokemon in the wild. So, Freudian slip, I guess. But sadly, I cannot play Pokemon on the handheld, at least. That is the weirdest shape ore. Remember before when I was talking about ore shapes? This, you can imagine how this ore would be difficult to hide in the 1x1 space in between. So that's what I was saying before. You know what I mean? Is you can see both sides of this. You can see the blocks on this side. You can tell this isn't diamond ore, and you can see that this isn't diamond ore. The chances that you're going to see an ore hiding in here where you're never going to get to it because you're going to skip over it, you know, it's a good thing that ores are a little wonky in the way that they're shaped. So, yes. Fortune 3, time for the harvesting. Let's see, first block, and 1 diamond. Next block, and 5 diamond, more like it. 2 diamond there. Only 1, aw, that makes me sad. And 2 more, so 10. So, sweet. Thank you guys for sticking with me for the 10. I'm going to jump ahead until I get a few more resources going here. So, I moved up here as far as where my nether track goes. And I went with stone and iron kind of as my theme. And it's because I'm doing... It's a mountain lake, but I plan on doing a rather extensive castle. So... And the castle is going to be primarily gray-ish themed. I'm thinking lots of stone brick, lots of iron bars, kind of like a big, you know, embankment sort of feel to it. And yeah, but as you can see, this is like basically just an L shape. You know, this is a much smoother sort of tunnel than my last setup was. And I started at this end close to home, and I've done a little bit of designs here. I decided I wanted to go with lava for the lighting. And again, the iron bars, you can see the stones. This is stone stair blocks and stone stairs here. What I'm going to be able to do when I complete this design is I'm going to be able to take these stone brick half slabs, and I'm going to be able to put them right in, hold on, I gotta do this the right way or I'll just make a mess for myself. I'll be able to put them in this position right here, and effectively what this will do is if I get in this mine cart and I launch through this, my head will be in the position of those half stone slabs, but I won't take suffocation damage because they're just half slabs. So, yeah. And what this will effectively create is a situation where this is visually the tunnel that I want it to be, but there's nothing that can spawn in here. There's no zombie pigmen can spawn, and that's really what I want. I don't want zombie pigmen on the track slowing me down during my tunnel. When I place lava in this little slot here, I can still kind of see just in and above the lava. The lava doesn't actually take up just the full block, so I want to be able to see the cobblestone in the back there. So I've gone along and I've done these, and yeah, so it's just kind of like little attention to detail that you kind of have to appreciate. So this is my design. Up here I've been trying to save a little bit of resources by making these half slabs as well. So the difficult part right now is just kind of the tedious task of trucking bucket after bucket after bucket of lava up here. So for demonstration's sake, we're going to go ahead. See, now I can see the nether brick in there, and I don't really like nether brick, so I'm going to avoid seeing it as much as I can, even if it's in a little tiny capacity like this where nobody else will ever care. You know, a true craftsman takes pride in what he makes, so you should, if you're going to take the time to make it, you should really, you know, put your all into it. But I'm running a little long on this episode. I thank you guys very much for sticking with me and for watching. Again, remember to like, comment, subscribe, so on and so forth, and give me some feedback on how I'm doing. I really appreciate it, the builds and so on and so forth. could really use your guys' input. And of course, feel free below if there's anybody who grew up hardcore on handheld games and Pokemon. Let me know in the descriptions, or rather in the comments down below. Show your favorite handheld games some love, and especially give me a shout out if they're of the gotta catch 'em all variety. I will catch you guys in the future.